Dreams! Dreams are probably one of the most uninteresting and boring things that you can talk about.
Show us your tits!
Which is why I made an entire video. Listen, dreams get a bad rep. While most people ignore their dreams completely, myself included, my entire life, I did this experiment where I started a dream journal. I can't believe I'm saying that unironically. But I realized dreams are incredible tools, you just gotta know how to use it. And I'm gonna teach ya. So I decided to log my dreams for 30 days, just to see what would happen in my dream journal. I had very little expectations going into this, but the result was actually really surprising. Part of me don't even know if I want to share it. Now, the reason I decided to do this was not to charge my chakra or align my inner frequency with the moon. It was because of these two guys. I wanted to do this because of Nietzsche and Jung. Nietzsche was one of the first philosophers who understood the importance of the unconscious. He didn't see dreams as just random nonsense, but as an intrinsic art. And in our dreams, we create without filter and without logic to suppress this. It gives us a raw emotion and expression of ourselves. Jung then took this idea and basically ran with it and created a whole framework around it. And he believed that dreams were not just expressions from your inner self, but also even conversations with it, which would give you insight from the deepest part of you. You! Yes, you, I'm talking to you. You have a shadow. Not your physical one. Or is it physical now that I think about it? I'm talking about the part of your mind that maybe you try and ignore, or maybe you try and suppress. Maybe you're not even aware that you're doing it. It's the part of your mind that is filled with fears, desire, guilt, remorse, the kind of stuff you don't want to say out loud. And that's fine, we all have that shadow. So we're gonna do what Jung calls shadow work. I'm realizing just how much of hoopla this all sounds like so far, but just hear me out, okay? So shadow work is taking notice of that part of you that you don't necessarily want to acknowledge and not fighting it, but rather listening to it and integrating it with yourself. So the goal of this for me, keeping Nietzsche and Jung in mind, is to try and listen to my dreams, see if there's any hidden messages from within that is trying to reach me. First off, the rules. Number one, no filter. I think for this to work, I have to be very clear with everything. Even if I don't think it makes sense, or even if I think it's irrelevant or embarrassing, I have to make sure I put everything in there. Number two is what I've learned is I have to do is to write immediately after waking up, because otherwise everything will be lost. It's the only way for this to really work. And number three, which is very important, is for me to be honest. I feel like people lie when they talk about their dreams a little bit, you know, they spice it up or maybe change things to be interesting. For this to work, I can't do that. I have to be 100% honest. Otherwise, what's the point? So that's the rules. At first, when I was doing this, I couldn't remember a goddamn thing. When I woke up, I was too tired to write down my notes, and I thought maybe my dreams they didn't seem interesting or important enough to write down, so I didn't bother. But it wasn't until I really forced myself, that's when I realized piece by piece, this sort of image of my dream started to really come alive into this vivid idea, and all of a sudden I realized, oh wow, there's so much there that I didn't even think about. Which leads to my very first dream. I finally had it. Do you dream? Alright, here we go. I sketched it out, so maybe it's more clear what I'm talking about. This dream was my first dream, and I call it the shooting. It probably looks worse than it is. Just hear me out. I was at a fancy dinner party, and Obama was also here for some reason, and there was this ongoing game going on that everyone took part on. The game was simple, and it's that you had to shoot that target over there in the corner. Not the people, but every time that it was my turn to play this game, something would go wrong. The gun would jam, it wouldn't fire, it would break, something weird happened. Every time that happened, the game had to reset. But the weird part was that every time it reset, the conditions of the game slightly changed. And I could tell it made the game easier in my favor, like I got an unfair advantage. Maybe the target got closer or something. Something happened that tipped the odds in my favor, basically. And I was trying so desperately to take advantage of this, but every time it failed. Again and again and again. So I learned that if you want to analyze your dreams properly, you need to break down each element, and every detail really matters. So here we had the setting, which is the dinner party, which is obviously how you present yourself to other people. This is fancy setting. Obama I thought was so insignificant at first, but then I realized he actually means something. I just thought it was funny and silly. Oh, like Obama was there, that's crazy. I realized that Obama represents charisma, status, maybe authority, and it all ties into the setting. The gun that won't fire is clearly my ego, like my ego wanting to perform an action, but my unconsciousness is stopping me from doing it. You probably had a similar dream like that, where you want to do something, but something is stopping you, and there's a reason for that. The game reset was difficult for me to understand. At first, I thought it was about unearned success and maybe guilt. That would make sense at least, but that doesn't make any sense because I'm extremely overconfident. But then it clicked, and this is where we get to the shadow part, because for me it's a little uncomfortable to admit, and it's the fact that I want to prove myself to other people. Sue me, okay? But I sort of hate that I care. Part of me doesn't like that I feel that way, you know? I still think back at I got a compliment from a stranger like 12 years ago on the street, and I'm still like, that was... what? And I think there's an irony to it of wanting to prove myself, but by taking shortcuts to do that, it doesn't work clearly. That defeats the whole point. And I think in my dream, I didn't want to fake it till I make it, but rather fail than fake it. So maybe my shadow is telling me that I want authenticity over comfort. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. This is just how I analyze it, and a lot of it has to do with feelings and emotions. That's kind of hard to explain. But yeah, moving on.
Moving on to the next dream, I had a dream that my butt was really itchy. Don't judge. And I woke up and my phone was blasting me with ads for butt lotion. I didn't search any of it. My phone just knew. Today's video is sponsored by Incogni, and we got an offer straight from your dreams. You can probably relate to the fact that ads just seem to know everything about you. Obviously, companies are tracking and storing your data. But the worst part is that they're also trading it and selling it. This is a shady and lucrative business, and companies are benefiting from your data. You might be like, I don't care about my data. Well, they're making money off you, a lot of money. You should care. That's my money. You have the legal right to get removed from these databases, but it's an extreme uphill battle that you should not take on your own. Trust me. And that's where Incogni comes in. Your personal guard that will fight for you against these shady companies. I've used Incogni for years now, and I've been able to see all of my private information poof from the internet. I know that's ironic, okay? But like my number, my address, stuff that you don't want out online, right? So it's a joy to see it just all disappear, all thanks to Incogni. A classic example is if you're getting spam calls. Most likely you sign up maybe to a newsletter or whatever, and then your data got sold, and bam, you're screwed. So if you care about your privacy, which you should, check out incogni.com/pewdiepie and you will get 60% off. That's right, that's almost 100%, which is free. It's not, but still. Link in the description, incogni.com/pewdiepie. It's super easy. You don't have to think about it. Highly recommend. Thank you, Incogni, for sponsoring this video. Now back to my butt dreams.
This one was just really cute because in my dream I was playing this cute frog game, and it was just like really happy and nice. It was a nice dream. And then I woke up and it was because Björn was making too much noise. So it was like clearly this game, childlike and playfulness, was related to Björn. And you've probably done this too, where what woke you up in your dream is what your dream is about. But I didn't think there was any shadow here. It's just a cute dream. All right, dream number 3. I call this the perfect house. I haven't announced this yet, but in real life, me and Marcia are looking for a land to build a house here in Tokyo, and it's been something we've been doing for a while. And so it makes sense that one night when I was dreaming, we actually did find the land, or at least, you know, it was something, because it wasn't in Japan, it was somewhere in Europe, and it was just ginormous. It was so vastly open space, and I couldn't believe how big this land that we found was, which is, of course, because Tokyo is super limited on space. It's the complete opposite. But then as soon as we decided to get this land and we were about to leave, it became like a cliche horror, and the doors just slammed shut and a message on the wall appeared, and it wrote, "You can't leave." So unlike my shooting dream, this one was very on the nose. But it's funny, I didn't realize it while I was dreaming. It wasn't until I looked at my notes to see what the dream was about, that's when I realized, oh, duh. I just had this anxiety for a very long time of not knowing where to settle down. It's been incredibly difficult for me to come to that conclusion. I've talked about it in my vlogs and videos before, so it's not really my shadow revealing something new to me here. And if anything, it felt quite rude that my subconsciousness decided to just throw these dumb analogies straight in my face. But obviously the whole "you can't leave" is the fear of getting stuck somewhere. It's obviously a big choice, and I kept trying to reframe it or soften the idea or fix it, but then I realized maybe that's the problem. You know, I have this worry and fear or whatever. Maybe I just need to sit with it. Maybe I just need to acknowledge it. I don't know if you guys ever had that heavy thought or something, but as soon as you journal, or maybe you journal and or you write it down, and as soon as you've done that, it's almost like it's left your mind. Even though you haven't done anything, it's almost like you feel lighter all of a sudden. And you know, I'm extremely excited about building a home, with obviously, but big decisions I think comes with that sort of fear, and I'm not immune to it. Dream number 4, the break-in. I had this dream where 3 figures wearing fox masks broke into our house. This was, for those of you who don't know, our house was broken into 3 years ago. Even though I wasn't there, I just hate how much this event has a hold on me mentally. Sometimes just to prove that this doesn't bother me, I don't check the doors obsessively, or maybe I left it unlocked on purpose, you know? It's like I'm challenging this fear that I have that someone would break in again. But then sometimes during the nights, I hear these sounds in the backyard. It could be animals walking through the garbage or whatever. And I swear someone's trying to break in again. It took me some time to realize this emotion. I think it's the fact that I don't want to acknowledge that I have this fear and that I've been fighting against it. I think maybe it's okay to have this fear. And I'm hoping that by acknowledging it, and instead of trying to fight it or conquer it, that's how I take the power back from it. I don't know. I had this dream where someone did surgery on my legs. I didn't really analyze it, but I drew it. I'm sure you guys will analyze it. The leg meme. What the fuck? I'll call this dream number 5 instead. The guitar. This dream I barely remembered. I just remember that I woke up feeling bad. And it was related to playing the guitar. I used to play guitar so much as a teenager. I've obviously stopped because I just pursued YouTube and I haven't had any time for any hobby. And I had been debating getting a guitar again for so long because I wanted to play songs for Björn, but I didn't get a new guitar because I was afraid that I was just gonna abandon playing it again. So I kept thinking, oh, I should do it, and then I don't. But then I decided, why don't I just listen? So I bought a simple guitar and I played songs for Björn and Marcia, and it's just been wonderful. I know it's kind of like, duh. I think this was a pivotal moment for me where I realized my shadow or my unconsciousness or whatever you want to call it, it's not my enemy. He's trying to help me. He's sending me messages. I just need to listen. And it's kind of weird to refer yourself in that way, but it just sort of clicked for me at least. I had so many dreams, and I don't want to talk about all of them. Some were strange, some were the same ones in a different form. I dreamt the police caught me one night, and the next day when I was telling Marcia about this dream, the police literally rang on my door. Luckily, it was just to update their police records, and they wanted to check our address. But I was freaking out. I was like, I manifested it! The last dream I had was the strangest one because I dreamt about this video or making this video. I had actually given up on this video idea because I just thought, well, dreams, no one wants to hear about them. I hadn't analyzed my dreams yet and it all just felt so pointless and stupid. Like, you're seeing this video now, but I had completely given up on the idea. I think for some time now, I've been trying to make videos that feel more authentic to me, just videos that I actually want to make, and I've been doing that. But a lot of times when I doubt myself, I start looking for easier answers. I thought, okay, instead of this video, I'll just do like a react video, and it's nothing wrong with that per se. With YouTube, it's always the easier road where you can make videos that will automatically just do better. But then I realized that's literally the first dream. That's the shooting dream all over again of me trying to take shortcuts. I think when I doubt myself, that's when I start looking into those things. So in spirit of actually listening to my shadow and acknowledging it, here I am, I'm making this video for better or worse. And it feels good. I feel lighter. I hope you guys find it interesting, and maybe you'll try this as well. Maybe you'll find that your shadow has something interesting to tell you as well. Because all you gotta do is actually listen, even if it's uncomfortable. Because one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making their darkness conscious.
Ken, have you ever made an apology video?
No, and I hope I never have to.
Good, me neither. Because today we're reviewing apology videos.
Oh.
What do you think?
I mean,
we're gonna do?
hooray!
Yes!
Yay!
We're gonna rate them, and I've added a
Griffin. And that's my official response. I love you. I'll keep doing my shadow work. And we'll be embracing the dark side.